Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining in. Thanks for coming back. I did have some technical difficulties, right, as like the common saying goes. This past week, my computer was misbehaving, wasn't doing a good job, and I needed to figure out and repair it. So this week was spent mostly on that. Thankfully, it's resolved now. It's actually better than it was before, which is great. So some good came out of all of it, especially that I was able to also figure out ways to just like minimize the workload on the app itself to make it a little bit lighter when streaming. So that was also a good outcome of it all. So just getting into it now. In a moment I'll be showing you guys the project that I'm working on, and just wanted to introduce music picks of the day. I can't play this music, you know, the whole copyright thing, the infringement. I'm not too sure about that either, because like, what if I own the album, like I bought it? Does that mean I can't stream it? I mean, I'm pretty sure most likely the answer is no, which is ridiculous. Like, that's the whole idea of purchasing something, is that it's yours to play for others, let other people borrow it. I mean, technically, this is kind of what this is. You know, I'm streaming and I'm letting you guys not even borrow it. I'm just playing it in the background. Anyways, these laws are a little bit out of hand. So yeah, just wanted to introduce this, something that I was playing today. Figured I'd share it with you guys. We'll be doing it more so in the future. Could be only this stream, it could be the project stream where I'll show this, or it could be other streams, or all. For the future, you know, now that we got this out of the way, for the future I will be well, that's a little weird. I don't know why I did that. Yeah. That's, oh, I know why. it's because I resized Clip Studio. It's being a jerk. Let's not do it, and of course it did. Actually, that could help to make sure that everything is in the stream. I was wondering before, like, how do I do this? Why isn't it not showing the entire thing and only parts of it? Now I know. And see the benefit of mistakes. Sometimes they're good mistakes, and you actually learn something, and things get better, which is great. Another reason why not to be afraid of making mistakes. You can have some positive outcomes. So yeah, in the future, as I was going to tell you guys, I might be changing the hours. It's going to be broken down into days rather than having all of them in one day. So I'm still going to be streaming at 8 p.m. this time, from 8 till 10. So for example, on Mondays it could be the project stream at 8 and coloring comics at 9. And then Tuesday it's going to be drawing basics at 8 and drawing comics at 9. And then just interchanging those two schedules throughout the week. But that's not set in stone just yet. This is just to let you guys know that it's still going to continue. It's just going to be a little bit less. Hopefully, as these projects that I'm working on go through and work out, and the stream picks up more, I might be switching back to doing it more often. It really depends on all these factors. But tune in, if you sign up for Twitter, that's where I post most of the updates. I'll try to update the other social media with it, but I do want to funnel just text updates to Twitter for now. So stick around. I will surely let you guys know what's going on with it. So with that said, I am excited to get back to this. Let's see. To the front. Don't think I can keep it all the way in front. But I did figure out a little workaround. So I'm excited to get back to this. It's coming out pretty good, especially considering when you compare it to what it first looked like when I started out. It was a huge bummer. Not a huge bummer. It's just I wasn't getting the results that I really wanted to get. I wanted to capture the likeness more, and that wasn't really panning out as well. But as the stream progressed, it actually got better over time. Give me a second, guys. Just making sure also that I'm not missing the chat. In case you guys are on, I want to bring that up. Where chat? All right, chat is up. now, getting back to this drawing. So yeah, I'm capturing the likeness more. I'm really liking the outcome of this. I would like to, even though I doubt it, I don't think I'm gonna get much done to start coloring. But I think that's really when it's gonna bring out a lot more of like the facial features and the likeness. Yeah, I'm really pleased with the outcome. I'm really pleased that it turned out to be way better than I expected in terms of getting the computer fixed. I really thought that I might even have to purchase a new one, you know, after all that. And I'm also really happy about learning how to make it less bloated and just reduce like the heavy weight of the computer when running the streaming apps. It's kind of like a blessing in disguise. Had it not happened, the computer probably would have gotten worse and worse and I wouldn't even realize it. And just going back to that music thing, you know, I really do think it's ridiculous. Like, even if I play the music and you guys get to hear this and it's popular music, let's say it's like something that's in the top 40s or whatever, it's not like you own it, so you can't play it whenever you want. It's just a stream. And it's only on the stream, so I don't see any. In fact, I think it's even better for musicians or the companies that own the rights or whatever, which should be the musicians. It's better for them because you're exposing the music that they're banking on to more and more people. So these like strict copyright things are also kind of like limiting themselves as well. It's greed, as always. One of the best virtues. kind of want to see what it looks like when you take away the guidelines. Not too bad, but I think what's kind of putting me off is the lips. Kind of look like fish lips. Or it's just too... I feel like I worked a little too much on it. And it has this like very stiff sort of vibe to it. It's a challenging part of the face. Like it's almost as... Like if you don't do it right, it's almost as bad as when people draw every line between the teeth in black. Like that always looks disastrous. Might have mentioned it on another stream of that person who got like their fiance tattooed, and the tattoo artist wasn't great. He drew like all the black lines in between the teeth to separate them, and it looked awful. It looked atrocious. It looked like something from Night of the Living Dead. These lines are very faint, even more so than kind of want to include them. It's not too bad. As Bob Ross would say, happy little accidents. Did he say that? No, he mentioned something about things being happy, whether it's trees or bushes. But I'm gonna say it's Bob Ross inspired. If he didn't say that. Happy little accidents bring you some pretty good results. It's kind of what I would mark that. It's the benefit of like working freely or sketching freely, like if you're just starting out the drawing and you're just like trying to get the general shape. You might make an accidental line and be like, oh, well, that kind of looks good. It's not too bad, actually. I'll keep it around. Something about the lips, man, that just don't sit well with me. Oh, Wheel of Death. So nervous about it, I'm gonna hit the save button. I think I'm gonna define, like, I'm trying to figure out how much of this I want to define with lines and how much of it I want to spend defining more with colors and shadows. I think once I start laying on the colors and using them to create shadows, I'm gonna feel better about certain parts. And given that this image isn't exactly the sharpest image I could have taken, time for maybe just a little bit of cheating. I just think that I drew her mouth a lot bigger than it is. Just gonna do it. Sometimes it's just better to draw how you think you see it rather than trying to draw exactly as you see it. And that result is not favorable. I want to say her bottom lip is a little too big. Gonna wrestle with this for the rest of the stream. I'm gonna try to move on to other areas. I think what's really bugging me is that it looks like the lip is touching the nose, but I think the shadow that is casted under the nose is what's really throwing it off. It's not as close. There's more to the nose that blocks it. And then you can actually see. Something like that. Such a challenging angle. It's like going against the intuition you would have of drawing these facial features. But I like the challenge. Yeah, it's just like the thing with hyperrealism and realism and portrait drawing. It's just that challenge of getting every single thing down as much as possible. Every bit of detail. Like, I never really went down to like sweat droplets. You see some artists do, where it's like they'll draw like every single pore and every single sweat drop. I never really went that far. Guess it's just not that fun for me. Oh. But who knows, that might change in the future. I might take on that challenge and learn to just enjoy it on my own time. Gonna do a little flippity flip. See if maybe that can help me capture more detail. Or see the face differently. I think I made her chin look more pointy than it is. I do like realism and hyperrealism, but at the moment, I think I'm more fascinated with capturing likeness and capturing life at the flick of a brushstroke. Like if you look at some of these comic book artists, like especially John Buscema, he's great at doing that. Like he doesn't have complicated details and lines, but just his ability in drawing and being able to recognize certain strokes and lines breathes life into the drawing or character or whatever it is that he's doing. I think Eduardo Risso is also like that. I might have mentioned him in previous streams or on this stream some other time. But yeah, he's also really great at doing that. Absolutely love his work as well. Not a lot of detail, but you look at them, the characters, and they have so much facial expression and like the body language also. Very expressive. And I also really, really love his camera angles. Like if you guys read the comic 100 Bullets, just pay attention to that alone. It's wonderful stuff. And that is something I'll be showing on the stream. So if you guys tune into like the Drawing Comics stream, I'm most definitely gonna post like pages from the comic book. And just talk about like what makes that panel or what makes that drawing so great. Boy, do the lips bother me. Or maybe it's not the lips, maybe it's this line right here. It's really bugging me. Angle of it maybe is making it look wrong. And I will play around with it and make that shape or that form with color. Maybe take away the line completely. It's challenging, you know, to pick these lines, even though you might see them there. It might make the person look older or chubbier or skinnier, you know. So every line that you choose really does play an impact. I think that's just like the hyper-realist coming out. But I think you still learn. You learn a lot. That's the benefit to it, is that you learn a lot through that process. If you take on hyperrealism, you really start to recognize facial features that like exacerbate an expression, like tiny little things, like I was talking about, like the corner of the mouth. Like that's something that I noticed while paying attention to, trying to capture like every single detail. Maybe this line right here isn't a good idea. I think I'm just getting into that period where it starts to look overworked. Checking the time to see how much more I got. I'm going to move on to the corner of the eye. It's darker and richer than I have it. There's way more that's going on there. I think I oversimplified it. All right. Some good decisions there. I'd like to spend more time on this, and there's a part of me that's debating on whether just, instead of having 2 different type of streams per day, just having 1 type of stream per day. Like, for example, on Monday do project, Tuesday do basics from 8 to 10. Wednesday do coloring, Thursday drawing comics, like that sort of schedule. I don't know. But if you guys have an opinion about it, I suggest you post comments. Tell me what you would prefer. Do you want to see more of each stream? Do you like having random streams per day? What schedule would you prefer? Because I honestly enjoy all of them. There isn't like a favorite. They're all fun for me. So any outcome is really great. Like once I get into one of them, I just want to keep doing it. Once I get into like drawing comics, I just want to keep drawing Busama's work and not stopping an hour or 45 minutes later. That's sometimes a bummer. Like just when you're about to get into it, you're like, oh, the stream's up. I'm gonna have to go, guys. And the funny thing is, when I was first like coming up with all this, I was like, what am I gonna do for 45 minutes for each stream? And now it's like, that's not enough. It's so not enough. Like ideally, it would be 2 hours each stream for the day. but just there's not enough time in the day for it. At least not yet. I think, like I was mentioning, once other projects are done, and once this stream picks up more, I think I'll move and shift some things around once more. You know, prior I used to be like pro just one app. Prior to all this like political fiasco and crazy behavior, I was like, oh, it's better just to have one app and just not have to like deal with all the rest of them. But now I realize that's just giving them way too much power and leverage, and then they just don't care about how they're treating their customers because everyone's using their platform. Meta. Cough, cough. And it's unfortunate. I really don't like having all these different media, like social media things going on. Like I have enough as it is with it. And one of the reasons why, like I mentioned previously, I want to just do it traditionally, like just completely disconnect from as much as possible from all this like social media stuff. But that's gonna be some point in the future for sure. For now, just gonna have to deal with this social media stuff. And hopefully that all changes sometime soon. As in, social media starts respecting the users and privacy and not contribute to corruption. It seems like more and more people are actually taking action, getting involved, which is very important. Yeah, the less you participate, the more they could do whatever they want, which is not right. And then before you know it, you're like, I was gonna say, giving up your fingerprints. That's already the case. Blood sample? I don't know. They got the retina, they got the fingerprints. In order to protect your privacy, we need a sample of your DNA. Upload it now. Sounds like something from Philip K. Dick's books. And if you guys don't know who Philip K. Dick is, he was the one who wrote Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. And that's also what Blade Runner is based on. It is Blade Runner. It's just slightly altered. The book is fun. I really enjoyed the book. I read a lot of his books are great like that. And there's another, and I can't remember. I'm trying to remember the show that's on Amazon right now. That has like Philip K. Dick's short stories there, or interpretations of them. It is. Let me do a quick search because I know it's gonna kill me for the rest of the stream. Is it Electric Dreams? It is Electric Dreams. I was just kind of wondering if I'm mixing up the title of the book with it. But the name of the show is Electric Dreams. It's one season, they're like shorts, and they're really great. They're a lot of fun. Great concepts. The acting is also really good. And each episode is very unique. They don't relate. They're not related in any way. It's not like a long story or anything. It's just short stories with really cool concepts, futuristic concepts, philosophical concepts. It kind of reminds me of Black Mirror. So it's along the lines of Black Mirror, I want to say. If you wanna get like a better modern day vibe of like what it's similar to, I would say that for sure. Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of his work. His books are really, really cool. And it always beckons a question, which one came first? You know, these like political corruptions, do they come from these stories? You know, you would read about, for example, like you would read some or watch even some movies about the future and stuff, and I remember like I was watching a movie in the 60s where they had like massive flat screen TVs on the wall, just suspended on the wall. And this is the 60s, you know, where TVs were like CRT monitors and they were huge and bulky, and it was so futuristic to see something like that. And now that's kind of the reality, you know. So what came first? Did the concept come first, or did the writers, you know, the artists who come up with these ideas in books and comics that later manifest the desire for them? Are they predicting or are they creating those things? Like Equilibrium, that's another one that kind of, it's based on Fahrenheit 451. It's like this dystopia where books are burned because they're bad. Or they give people ideas, too many ideas. That's against being greedy. We don't want that, we want more greed. Right? But yeah, equilibrium is like that. It just basically talks about all these different concepts, what all of that creates. And if you guys haven't read Fahrenheit 451, I also highly recommend that book. It's a great story. Let me check what time it is. I think I'm going over again. No. Which means, unfortunately, I do have to cut it off at this point, guys. It's gonna go over soon. But lucky you, I will be back in 5 minutes for the next stream, where I will be coloring John Buscema's comics that I penciled earlier with watercolor, and that's always fun. I really enjoy that as well, so stick around. 5 minutes, I will be back. In the meantime, if you guys aren't, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you like the content, hit the like button, check out the social media, post questions, post your thoughts, talk about any of the books that I mentioned or other ones that you might find to be interesting, you want to recommend. I'm always looking for that as well. It's always great to do that. Yeah, just talk about any of the stuff on the stream or things related to drive up the community, get you guys familiar with each other, familiar with me. And yeah, I'll see you in the next stream.